Hey there, everybody, it's that/Elijah, and I hope you all are doing well today. Today, I'd like to start off by asking you all a question. What makes a killer underrated? What? If you all have an answer, I would be surprised, because limiting it down to a specific answer, at least in my opinion, is difficult. There's no other way of putting it. If I were to give a single answer to this question, it would probably have to be their gameplay loop. That's probably one of the reasons why I prefer Killer over Survivor anyways, is because I think it offers a whole lot more variety than just being chased and doing gens, and that's why I've always preferred Killer over Survivor, but that's besides the point. That Killer gameplay loop, and for that matter, the actual Killer power in of itself is kind of what makes or breaks them for me. I still remember whenever the second Resident Evil chapter was coming out, and everybody was kind of, oh my gosh, we're getting another one, like they were a little bit upset about it, and it's kind of odd because, A, it's new content, and I don't know, it was kind of very odd to me. But as soon as Albert Wesker came to the game, people were fucking obsessed. Hell, I think he still sits at one of, if not the, most picked killers in the entire game, just because his power is so damn fun. And plus he added voice lines in the game, which kind of became more and more common because of his chapter release, but that's besides the point. What I'd like to do is I'd like to show off two killers versus another two killers, and kind of pitting them up together in sort of an overview of what makes them unique, and why are some of these characters, while beloved, so weak, and why do others who, in my opinion, are less beloved so damn powerful to the point where they get consistent wins. The four killers that I'm going to be discussing today is going to be the Blight, the Nurse, the Singularity, and the Xenomorph, which I know they're very different killers, so maybe it's not good of me to draw comparisons between the two of them, but I think that they are very fair comparisons, which you will soon see. First, I'd like to talk about probably our weakest of the bunch, that being the Singularity. And I want to make something very, very clear. I like the Singularity, but I also believe that Singularity had all of the tools necessary to be nothing short of a pub stomper, you know? He has arguably the best, map information power in the entire game. You could pop a camera, I'm gonna call them camera even though they're biopods, you could pop a camera down, and you could just survey that entire part of the map while being on a complete opposite part of the map, you know? You can plot out your next move during that. That's besides the whole, I can basically infect you with something and teleport to you instantaneously. That's not even leaving, or that is leaving that portion of the power. I can still remember whenever he first came out during the 7-year anniversary, and I would play nothing but the Singularity because he was unique. He was our first sci-fi killer. He wasn't human. I mean, he was made of, I guess, flesh parts. But that's completely besides the point. He was different, he was new, and that brought variety, right? But I also remember during this time that despite him being fun and being new and bringing that variety, I would get bored. And the reason why I would get bored is because I would get those consistent wins, because people didn't know how to use that counterplay against him. I can recall the exact same thing with the other killer I'm going to be discussing today, the Xenomorph. Whenever the Xenomorph first came out in the PTB, sure, the tail cooldown was a little less than what it is now. But I remember people being like, "Oh shit, it's like Nemesis all over again, except I could hit over stuff." You know what I mean? And I could drag it, and it's like a fishing line almost. But even then, consistent wins and good map pressure killers with strong anti-loop. That's what describes the both of these so damn well. So why exactly is their pick rate so low compared to, say, the Nurse, compared to, say, the Blight? You know? Two characters who have damn near the exact same thing in their kit, if not less. You know, the Blight, now, after all of the nerfs, only has mobility going for it. The Nurse holds some minor good mobility, but still, objectively, what she has is an anti-loop power, as opposed to the Singularity, who has not only that map control, but that anti-loop power, as opposed to the Xenomorph, who also has tremendous map control via its tunnels, and that anti-loop power with its tail. Singularity currently sits at a 1.21% pick rate. Xenomorph sits at only a slightly higher percentage of a 2.11%. Both of these characters, at least in my opinion, have a whole lot more going on in their kit as opposed to the Nurse and the Blight. And do you want to know the pick rate for those two? The Nurse sits at a 3.21% pick rate. Blight, which this shit fucking baffled me. Like, I was kind of keeling over. I was starstruck, right? Blight, despite all of the add-on nerfs, his recent kit nerf, removing the ability to hug tech, sits at a 4.14% pick rate. Higher than that of the Nurse. Now, keep in mind, all of this data was found on nightlight.gg, where you can observe pick rates, kill rates, all that sort of thing. And this data was recorded from April 1st up until April 29th, the day of recording. Obviously, only about halfway through did we end up getting those hug tech removals and what have you, so maybe next week we won't have such a, I guess, large pick rate for the Blight. But the simple answer to why this is exactly is because of two things in my opinion. That being the effort needed to win and the power consistency. Now, I'm gonna say something, and many of you all might not agree, and if for whatever reason you don't, please let me know in whatever form you are able, which I'll get to that a little bit later on, but nonetheless, I believe that earlier on, whenever I stated that there are examples of people playing killers like the Singularity and going above and beyond and getting those consistent wins, they are at their peak. There are nurses and there are blights out there that maybe don't have to hit their peak to get on that same level. You know what I mean? The strongest Hux, the strongest Singularity, could be put to shame by one of the weakest nurses, one of the weakest blights, and that is a problem, in my opinion. I'm gonna leave off with a question that'll hopefully get your minds thinking, and, I don't know, I guess kind of put into perspective what all makes me so upset about this, right? I love Singularity. I do. Once again, very unique fucking killer. I don't think we literally have never had anything like it. I don't think it takes inspiration from anything, though I could be wrong. It's a completely original work, not based off of anything. So, I'm gonna leave you off with a question. If I have a killer where I have to constantly infect survivors to teleport to them via a setup that I have to manually put together myself, and hope that I have access to that survivor I am trying to infect, but have this infection that allows me to teleport to them constantly and consistently removed via an item that is easily accessible throughout the map, and I have another killer where I can just teleport right off the bat with no manual setup needed, it's just less effort, then what's the point of me going through all the stress and exhaustion of playing Killer A? There isn't. And it sucks. I mean, the only thing that he kinda has going for him is overclock, and even then, oh, I can vault faster. Oh, if they pallet stun me, I get Spirit Fury for free. You know? It's nothing crazy, and it's bothersome. Right, thank you all for, I guess, letting me rant about, once again, pixels in a video game. Not skins this time around, but, you know, and just, you all really seem to enjoy these discussion type videos, so I felt motivated to bring you all out another one in such a short span of time. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you all for watching, and especially for all of your all's positive comments. Whenever I go back and I read them, they really truly do warm my heart, and they make me want to make more things like this for you all. So yeah. Couple little updates I want to let you all in on. I have a Discord now. I know, crazy. I figured, hey, as opposed to me bothering my friends all the time and asking them, oh, what should I talk about next in my videos? Why don't I bother you all directly? So, if you all would like to be a part of my Discord, there is going to be a link down in the description below. I would love to see you there. There will also be a couple other links to my socials down there as well. So please feel free to join if you all would like to talk to me directly, whether it be about Dead by Daylight or just what the hell is going on in life. So I would love to see you all there, and yeah. So thank you all once again so much for watching. I love each and every single one of you all dearly, and please have a terrific day.